So let's start reading. The personality of Hazrat Muhammad Sallam is a role model for all the mankind. He was a man who embodied values of kindness, generosity, and humility in all his interactions. The way he dealt with his neighbors, peers, and family serves as an example for us today. Not only Hazrat Muhammad was loved by those in his community, but he was also respected by communities far and wide for treating people with kindness. So the first two paragraphs are about general overview of Muhammad Sallam's personality, that it was a role model for a mankind, which contained values of kindness, generosity, that he was very free at heart, humility in all his interactions. So the way he used to deal with neighbors and with his, with the people at his level, with his family members, it is an example that helped us, that really helps us out in today. It's very surprising fact that Hazrat Muhammad Sallam not only loved by his own Muslim Ummah but also far and wide for treating people with kindness. During the early days of preaching Islam, Hazrat Muhammad Sallam suffered torture daily at the hands of an unpleasant neighbor. This neighbor was an old woman who threw rubbish on him whenever he passed by her house. Every day Hazrat Muhammad tolerated this harassment silently. So when Islam was not being, very much popular and common amongst people, and it was being spread by Hazrat Muhammad Sallam, he had to face lots of problems and torture done by others. Specifically, the neighbor, the old woman, she used to throw garbage on Hazrat Muhammad Sallam as he used to pass her home. He never showed any sign of anger or hatred for this cruel woman. He only prayed that she might find the right path. One day Rasul Sallam was surprised when no one threw any waste on him while walking on his route. This made him inquire about the old woman. He found out that she was ill and immediately went to visit her. When the old woman saw him, she feared that he had finally come to seek revenge on her for all her unkindness. Unlike her expectation, Hazrat Muhammad did no such thing. He offered her any help she needed and wished her well. He told her that Islam made it obligatory on all Muslims to care about the well being of their neighbors. Inspired and touched by Hazrat Muhammad's sympathy and mercy, the old woman felt guilty for her evil treatment towards Allah's Rasul and embraced to Islam. So this is the biggest example we can see when people used to do such bad things with Hazrat Muhammad and he used to, uh, give rewards to the other people by giving them more care and kindness towards others. So this was his generosity, humility, and kindness towards others that people used to believe on him more than anybody else. And the old woman and her acceptance of Islam is a real example. Another incident from Hazrat Muhammad's life teaches us several lessons about how we must treat our fellow companions. Once, Rasulullah saw a slave crying as he crushed grain from a mill. The mill was driven by hand and required a lot of strength. When Hazrat Muhammad saw the slave crying, he stopped in his path and asked him the reason. The slave told him that he was ill and did not have the energy to run the mill properly. He was scared of his master, who would punish him if the work was left incomplete. When Allah's Rasul saw his peer in distress, he stepped forward and ground all the remaining grain. Always call me if you have any grain to grind. I will do it for you, he said to the slave. Even at home with his wives and children, Rasulullah maintained a perfect character. Do you know, kids, who the slave was? The slave was Hazrat Bilal Habshi. And Hazrat Muhammad was so kind with others, whether the people he used to meet were in trouble or in the normal condition, he used to talk to them and treat them with so kindness and simplicity that people would love him. The treated his family members with warmth and concern shows us the importance of being good to our family. Hazrat Muhammad would always do work around the house instead of having people do it for him. His wife, Hazrat Aisha Anha, has reported that he would spend his time at home doing tasks such as sewing patches, mending shoes, or milking the goat. He never favored one family member over another. He loved everyone equally and enjoyed spending time at home. Following Muhammad's example, we must prefer the needs and settlements of our neighbors, friends, and family before we think of ourselves. If we are kind and generous in our interaction with those around us, we'll be able to bring happiness and peace in our community. So, in a nutshell, or in short, we can see that Hazrat Muhammad has set an example for us to how to lead a simple, generous, and kind life. It is obligatory for all Muslims to keep an eye and have an interaction with their neighbors. That is why some rights have been introduced in our Islam as well. Let's move to the comprehension questions. We have some questions here. You need to find answers of the following questions from the lesson. Write down 5 relationships you have with people around you. So this is, you have to do it on your own. What values did Rasulullah embody in all his interactions? Values of kindness, humility, and care. Why did Hazrat Muhammad visit the old women? To see if she is okay or not. How did Hazrat Muhammad help the crying slave? By grinding his mill. What kind of chores would Rasulullah do at home? Mending shoes, milking the goat, and other home chores. What are some of the lessons we can learn from the life of Hazrat Muhammad? We can easily learn that we should be kind and generous with others. Not only this, but we should be very polite and we should be very caring with our family members. We should help them out, whether it is our wife, whether it is our mother, whether this is our father. We should help others and we should be very much vigilant about our neighbors. Make sentences using the following words. So kids, you have to make sentences of these words: inspiration, generosity, revenge, evil, and mercy. This is the creative writing task. Nothing is going to be wrong in this. So I hope you understood and enjoyed today's video related to Hazrat Muhammad's beautiful life. I'll be back with some more videos. Till then, take care of yourselves. Bye.